Okay, so in the last class, I have discussed some property of sensor, that is the or a specification of sensor. First one is range, spam, error, accuracy, sensitivity, resolution, nonlinearity, and hysteresis. So next specification of any uh, sensor and transducer is called stability. So stability is the ability of sensor device to give some output when used to measure a constant input over a period of time. So the term drift is used to indicate the change in the output that occurs over a period of time that expresses the percentage of the uh, full scale range. So stability, that means the output is stable, uh, stable for a constant input over a period of time. So next one is called dead bond or dead time. So dead bond or dead space is the of a transducer is the range of input value for which there is no output. Okay, and dead time of the sensor device is the time duration for the application of input until the output begin to respond and uh, change. So dead time, that means suppose if you use any sensor or any transducer, so if you apply the input, so there, if there is no output, then you can say there is a dead time. So suppose there is a delay, you can say delay in the output. Suppose you have applied 10 volt, uh, but there is no output, uh, there is no change in the output, so they are just due to delay, or you can say dead time. So because okay, I'm audible to you? Okay, so next one is repeatability. So repeatability is one of the important specification of any sensor and transducer. It specifies the ability of sensor to give the same output or the repeated application of the same input voltage. Okay, and it is usually expressed as a percentage of full scale output. So repeatability, that means the maximum minus minimum value into 100 divided by full scale. So repeatability, that means suppose if you use any sensor and transducer, and suppose you have used one thermocouple. Okay, so what is the input of the thermocouple? So input of the thermocouple is a change in the temperature. Okay, and suppose temperature change from 10 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius. So there is a change in the output, and the output of thermocouple is voltage. So if suppose in the first time you have changed input from 10 volt 10 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius, and there is a change in the output is 20 degree 20 volt. Suppose change in the output is 20 volt. Next time you have again same input, that means change from temperature from 10 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius, but in the next time if there is a change in the output from 20 volt to suppose 25 volt. So if the uh, for the same input, if there is a different output for the repeated application, then you can say that your sensor is not up to mark. So repeatability, that means is one of the property of any sensor and transducer. That means repeatability is the ability. Repeatability is the ability to give the same output for the same output for the same input change. Okay, so one of the most important property, because that's why we have taken 4 to 5 reading for any measurement. So one of the major factor is due to repeatability. Due to repeatability, so you have to check whether there is a same output or not, because one of the if they repeat the output uh, for the same input change, then you can say that your sensor and transducer have the good property, and you can use for the application in the any electrical device. Okay. No, next one is called response time. So response time describes the speed of change in the output to the stepwise change in the measuring. So how they response, that is they are related with the date time. So suppose you have changed input from in thermocouple temperature is changed from 10 degrees Celsius to 15 degrees Celsius, but your output is changed after suppose change in the output in 10 second. So that is your response time is slow. So if the quick change in the output, then you can say there is a good response time is high. So those are the different specification of different specification of any sensor and transducer, and even the cost of any sensor and transducer depends on those specification. If there is if the repeatability is high, response time high, low date time, stable system. So that means you have used good or you can say perfect sensor and transducer, then it cost become high. Okay. So according to your application, we have used different type of sensor. Suppose if you want to use sensor and uh, transducer in any research, for any research purpose, or for any uh, for for any complex, that means yeah, in a in a device where the in the suppose in the case of robotics, so you have to use the sensor and transducer that have the perfect uh, specification. That means they have a repeatability, that means their output is same for the same input. They have the less response time, less the date time. So in this way you have to use their sensor and transducer. Okay. So now so classification of sensor. So sensor is classified in a various group according to the factors such as measurement, what you have to be measured. For example, you can measure as temperature, pressure, angular angular displacement, velocity. Okay. And according to your application field. Okay. Conversion principle, energy domain, measurement, and thermodynamics consideration. For the displacement, uh, position and proximity sensor. For the measurement of displacement or any position measurement, you have used potentiometer, strain gauge, capacitive element sensor. Okay. Differential transformer, that means LVDT, ED current proximity sensor, inductive proximity switch, optical encoder, pneumatic sensor, proximity switches, and Hall effect sensor. And for the measurement of velocity and motion, you use incremental encoder, tacho generator. I think you have used a tachometer, yes or no? Hello, I'm audible to you. Have you used tachometer in the machine lab?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So tachometer is used that convert, what is the tacho generator? That convert angular velocity into voltage. So using tachometer you can measure the shaft speed from the tacho generator. Next one is for measurement of velocity is pyroelectric sensor. Okay. And for the measurement of force, you can use strain gauge load cell. So I told you the working principle of strain gauge. So working principle of strain gauge is based on the application that if you apply the force, so there is a change in the resistance due to dimension change. Now fluid pressure, for the measurement of fluid pressure you can use diaphragm pressure gauge, capsule, bellows, pressure tube, piezoelectric sensor, uh, and and tactile sensor. And for the liquid flow you can use orific plates, turbine meter, and for the liquid flow again floats, differential pressure. For the measurement of temperature, you can use a bimetallic strip, resistance temperature detector, thermistor, thermodiode, thermocouple, light sensor, photodiode, photoresistor, and photoresistor. So according to their working principle and according to their temperature, according to their parameter that you have to be measured. So there are different type of sensor and transducer available in your market, and according to your application and according to the cost, you can use different type of pressure, and you can use different type of sensor and transducer for your engineering work. Okay. So next topic of your syllabus is called digital sharp encoder. What is called digital sharp encoder? So digital sharp encoder is another one type of transducer that convert angular position or angular velocity into digital input. Okay. So next uh, next uh, next transducer is called digital sharp encoder. So what is a digital sharp encoder? Digital sharp encoder is used for measurement of angular displacement or angular velocity. Okay, and its output is in the form of digital output, that means in the form of 0101 signal. Okay, I'm audible to you?
Yes, sir.
So this type of encoder used for uh, suppose some machines is connected with the computer. Okay, so suppose there is a one device that rotate, and we have to measure its angular position or angular velocity. So now because now we have to so using the digital sharp encoder, you can convert angular velocity to the digital output. So, its application in the robotics, and even you can for the speed control or angular position control. So I think you have seen the digital encoder. Just uh, I have to show. बनाते हैं, just wait, I'm sorry. So any doubt in the digital sharp encoder? हम ये तुम लोग को पीपीटी तुम लोग के साथ शेयर कर देंगे, तुम लोग घर में इसको डिटेल से पढ़ लोगे, तुमको एग्जाम में जो है वो क्या आएगा. सो